Hello again, it's Austin Fetch with the Retirement Stretch here to do another video. Today we are talking about Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, so you get a kind of a brief overview of how Roth accounts work. So diving right into it, most people are familiar with the pre-tax or traditional retirement contribution strategy where you contribute to your 401k, 403b, 457, or traditional IRA. You get a tax deduction for doing so, and the idea being that later in retirement you're in a lower tax bracket. May or may not be true, but that's the idea behind it. Many plans, I would say probably most plans, employer plans nowadays, are allowing a Roth contribution to those same plans. So Roth 401k, Roth 403b, Roth 457. When you see the term Roth, the easy way to think about it is it's after tax money. If you don't see the term Roth or after tax, then it's likely pre-tax contributions, which means you have not paid tax on it. Pre-tax means before I've paid any tax, Roth meaning after I've paid the tax. Okay, so it's really just a question of when you want to pay the tax. Do you want to pay it now? That would be a Roth contribution. If you want to pay it later, you do a pre-tax contribution. The Roth really doesn't help you at all immediately. You just take the money that you've already paid tax on and you put it in the account. The benefit to the Roth is that if you do it right, from then on out, all the growth can be tax-free. To do that, the Roth account needs to be open for at least 5 years, and you need to be over 59 and a half when you take the earnings out. Contributions can come out tax-free, but the earnings, you got to have those two things, over 59 and a half and held it for at least 5 years. Then you get the earnings tax-free. And that's the whole benefit of it. To try to clear up some misconceptions here, Roth IRA and Roth 401k are a little bit different, okay? I would think of it as employer plan versus individual plan. In the 401ks, 403bs, 457s, and whatnot, you have a contribution limit of $23,000. You can put that $23,000 into the account pre-tax. You could do it Roth. You could do it part of both, okay? A little half and half or so. But that's your overall aggregate limit for employee contributions, whether it's Roth or pre-tax. If you're over 50, you're allowed not $23,000, but instead $30,500 in 2024. So significantly higher, especially higher than the IRA limits. Okay, when it's outside of the employer plan, there's extra rules you have to follow. So number one, the contribution limits are significantly lower. You can contribute up to $7,000 to a traditional or Roth IRA. Again, it's an aggregate limit, so you could do $4,000 of traditional, $3,000 of Roth, but you can't go over that limit. If you're over 50, again, you get a higher limit. It's $8,000 instead of $7,000 this year, which is 2024. So significantly lower contribution limit. Not only that, but you also have income limits. So if you are married and filing jointly and you wish to contribute to a Roth IRA, your AGI has to be lower than $240,000. So if you make over that, you can't contribute to a Roth directly. With a traditional IRA, you don't lose the ability to contribute to the traditional IRA, but if you make over $143,000, then you are not allowed to take the tax deduction. So most of the time what happens is if you make over $240,000, there's something called a backdoor Roth where you would contribute it to a traditional IRA and convert it to Roth afterwards. Doesn't make sense for a lot of people, but it is an option that the IRS still seems to allow. So very different contribution limits. That should also be differentiated. that being the contributions. Contributions should also be differentiated from conversions. Okay. Now, this is something we take a look at quite often, and if we haven't talked about this in our meetings, definitely bring it up. It's something I'm watching for, we're watching for, to see if and when it makes sense. But you can convert your pre-tax or traditional retirement dollars into Roth dollars. To do so, you pay the tax now. You pay it now to get it out of the way. And why would I do that? A big one, and there's a lot of different factors that go into this, but a big one is taking a look and seeing, hey, when I'm required minimum distribution age, whether that be 73 for you, maybe that's 75 for you. I did another video. If you don't know your age, go take a look at it. But when I hit that age, I am going to be forced to take some money out of my pre-tax accounts. And if that money being forced out to me is causing more taxation than I want, maybe we should take a look at Roth. So that's just one of a variety of different things that you can take a look at to see if Roth conversions make sense. And another little nugget, and I mentioned it in the RMD video as well, is Roth accounts. As of 2024, Roth IRAs and Roth employer plans, Roth 401k, Roth 403b, Roth 457, do not have RMD requirements. You are not required to take money out of those accounts while you're alive. And your beneficiaries don't have to take them out. Well, most beneficiaries not for 10 years. Don't get me started on the death rules now. There are way too many caveats, and I'll probably be doing some videos on the new Secure Act 2.0 rules around death. And as a little bonus for everybody that stuck around to the end here, one cool new thing that you're able to do as of Secure Act 2.0 is convert money. If you have a 529 plan, that's an educational savings account plan through the state, and it's been open for over 15 years. A lot of the time, some of the times when you open these accounts, you don't know if the kids are going to the college or whatnot. You'll open it for them, but if they don't use it, then it's just in this account, and the question becomes, well, what the heck do I do with it? With the new law, there's some stipulations, but you can move over up to $35,000 from a 529 plan into a Roth IRA. A few different rules around that. The 529 plan has to have been around for at least 15 years already. You're able to convert up to the IRA contribution limits. So whether that be $7,000 or $8,000 for you per year, and you would subtract any contributions that you're making directly to the IRAs as well. It's an aggregate limit between IRA, Roth contributions, and 529 to Roth conversions. But following the rules, you're able to move that money over and section it off for retirement, rather than having it tied up in an educational savings plan where it may not get used if the education doesn't happen. It's been fun. Always reach out to me or any of the other advisors here at Oxford if you have any questions at all, and I will see you next time.